Yeah, everyone. This is Thermite, and well, I've been saying for a long time I wanted to do the series where I would just like read chapter 1 of something new on Batoto. Well, as you might know, uh, there's not going to be a whole lot new on Batoto in a short while because it's closing permanently. I mean, apparently backups are being given to the other staff, so there could be like a new Batoto later on. And I know that like G on 4chan is also working on a new Batoto. I really hope we get one that's as good as this Batoto, because it's just so easy to use. It's so good in all sorts of ways that a lot of other manga reading sites do not come close to. So anyways, I decided, hey, maybe I'll just do this thing finally for once in my life. So I clicked on the most recent series that came out, recently added, and I saw this one, Dungeon Nursery, and I have no idea what it is. And that's how we got to this point, in which I clicked on that, and now we're at the scanlation page for it, so I know nothing about the series. I don't know how long this is going to be. I absolutely know nothing. I'm not going to look into it. Let's just go ahead. Let's see what Dungeon Nursery is, possibly. And I refuse to read it on something that is not Batoto. So if there's no new Batoto that is actually called Batoto, then I guess I'm not going to read any more of the series. Oh, I should probably full screen this. Alright. Okay, so we've got what looks like a salaryman summoning some sort of monster. Okay. Okay, this seems pretty fun from the start. So we've got this man, clearly a salaryman. Like, the walls look very dungeon-esque. So, Oh, it's an adaptation, too. Original work and then manga. Which is interesting. Like, it's not a writer and artist, it's an adaptation of the original work. I've never heard of the original work, then. Huh. This seems really cool. Okay, so I'm assuming it's an isekai because basically everything is an isekai now. Well, it's mostly just because he looks very salaryman-esque, and if they wanted it to be like, you know, a salaryman summons a monster in the real world to do something, or, you know, in our worlds, then I feel like this establishing shot would be like a cityscape or something. This seems very isekai-esque, where it's just, oh, look, it's a traditional dungeon, except, you know, he summoned something that is too weak to be in a normal dungeon, and also he's clearly a salaryman, and also, like, his collar is undone a bit. Yeah, this feels very isekai-esque. Okay, so Takashi Koizumi, 29. Wait, NBA in Chicago. Okay, cool. He's what you might call a vulture. Okay. Is he a shitty dude? He's doing the Seto Kaiba thing, I think. Oh, that's so fucked up. Okay. Fortunately, I'm still alive. Even if you die and curse me, it's not gonna affect me at all. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, he's a shitty guy. Slips on banana peel. So this is how he dies. Pet injury via banana peel. Okay. So definitely an isekai. Aww. Damn it, I was hoping you'd keep the glasses. That does really add something to his design. Where is this? Wait, what? Okay. Fair enough, I suppose. It's heaven for me. Wait, what? Okay. So he's a dirty bastard, and he's going into heaven assuming like, oh yeah, I'm gonna screw everyone over in heaven. But is he innocent inside? Is that why he's going to heaven? Well, no, you haven't reset yourself though, because you're acting exactly the same as you were before. Like, what is he talking about? I mean, is it the Christian thing of just like, oh, you know, if you pray to Jesus, you get your sins wiped? That's the only thing I could think of, because he's acting exactly the same as he was before. Delve into the dungeon. Okay. I'll give you 10 potions and 100 gold, 100 G as a burial gift. What in the hell? Okay, so if the series goes on, like if we get to the end of the series, I'm going to assume that this guy actually didn't do it. Like, I think it would be funny if we go the entire series just kind of chasing his ghost, like saying, oh yeah, he did all this stuff already. But I think it'd be more thematic, I suppose, if, you know, if getting to the end shows that, okay, well, you know, he didn't really cleanse his soul because, you know, he got to the end, he was still a greedy bastard. Actually, I think that'd be really cool. If we go to the end of the series and we learn, oh, you know, the spring of purification doesn't really purify you, but if you learn from your mistakes, and by the time you go to heaven, you don't want to rip off everyone in heaven, then you can go to heaven. I think that'd be cool twists. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Okay, so I mean, I like this concept for a series about a dungeon. Like a few series have done that, where it's like the entire world is literally just the dungeon. You die, or like, you know, through some other process, you end up at the start of the dungeon. There's nothing outside of it. You can't like back out. It's just you go through the dungeon or you don't. Okay. Okay, so that explains the the dungeon nursery thing. So he summons. That's a very flaky system. You just have to say something like summon. Oh, well, he didn't summon anything though. Disappeared, or did he summon it and then just not notice it? Yeah, that's the entire point of being a summoner. He just explained it, you idiots. Okay, now we're back to the starts. Where he summons this critter. Is it a boy or a girl? I mean, it's young enough that I can't tell. Just based on like the way the series is going so far. Like in most series like this, I mean, most of the ones I've seen are either like harems or just horrible power fantasies. And in both cases, the summon thing is usually a girl. So I'm assuming this is a girl. It'd be real interesting if it wasn't, but I don't want to get my hopes up for that. Yep, of course. Gobumi, a female goblin. Nah, she's cute. Nothing in particular. Okay, well, the series is called Dungeon Nursery. So I wonder, like, it's quite possible that from here on in, they just delve into the dungeon fighting together, and the nursery part's just the fact that he has to take care of this young kid. But, it depends on how the leveling system works. Because I think it would also be very doable if it was just, you know, he summons a bunch of kids and then like literally raises them on level 1 or something. And just has them slowly become stronger and stronger until, like, you know, he has a party of monsters that do his bidding. Like, that'd be really cool if the nursery's like a literal nursery instead of like a metaphorical one. Also, it seems like she understands him, but he can't understand her. I mean, like, he can't understand her language. Sorry about that. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. Rip Kavumi. Oh fuck, that's actually, that looks real rough. Oh dear. More than half. Wait, was it just a 1 potion? I thought it was 10. Didn't he give him 10 potions and, like, you know, some GP? Also, if it was just 1 potion, then yeah, I guess that's a lot. But like, I assumed it was 10, right? And then if it's 10 potions, then it'd be like, oh, he only used half, which is actually very reasonable. Like, let me check this quickly. I could have sworn. Wait, no, did I skip it? This is a great video. Yeah, 10 potions and 100 G. Okay. So yeah, for half a potion, that means he can heal her up like 20 times. That's pretty decent. Oh. 20 G a person. Come on, what a ripoff. Gabumi is super weak. Okay. Strong, useful monster. Until your first monster Gabumi reaches level 2, you can't summon anything. What? I call him you have to defeat level 2. 6. Rep. Okay, this is pretty cool though. You know, both because like he has to level her up to level 2 in order to summon a second one. At the same time, this is showing that yes, he can summon a second one. It's just gonna have to be in a while. So hopefully we could go full nursery with this. Okay, this is a pretty decent motivation. Oh man, okay. Now, what if he doesn't learn anything and the spring just works as a spring? Then he goes to heaven and it turns out that you know, the famous banker has already conquered heaven. It's a dystopian landscape and now he has to save it with his goblin army. That'd be pretty cool. Become strong so that I can acquire heaven. That is an unironically pretty cool panel. Like, it's goofy, but at the same time, it's wonderful. Like, I would use this as my recommendation. Okay, that was a pretty good series. I would definitely keep on reading it. Whether I actually will or not is it's up for grabs. Like, whether I keep reacting to it is absolutely up in the air. May or may not. I might. If I can keep on finding it after this. Champion scans. Do they have a thing? Okay. Ooh. Oh, they have their own reader too. Oh, sweet. I will absolutely follow this. Or no. Do they not have an RSS feed? What in the world? That is so strange. Alright, I'll figure out how to do this later. For now, though, I'd like to do something else. I mean, I'd like this to just be an episode of Level 1s. The series that I have talked about but have never actually put out an episode of, because it's not a great concept, to be quite honest. I thought it was going to be a good concept, but I've recorded 3 separate videos of chapter 1s in which I went over a bunch of chapter 1s of things, and they were all horrible. This one could be pretty good, though. Okay. Oh boy, let's do another Isekai, I guess. Sure, why not? This could be a guy and girl, or it could be two girls, perhaps. Oh shit, okay. So this is quite different from Dungeon Nursery. Very, very different. Whoa. From Torturen. From Torturen. I mean, I'm assuming that's torture. From... Could not tell you. I took 2 years of German, and they were all just a complete utter waste of time. I should have kept on going with French. I'd love it if this was translated. This seems important. Do good deeds or you'll face punishments. Okay, so again, your very typical moralistic isekai entry thing. Although I don't know if this is an isekai. I'd assume so because this person looks kind of modern-ish. But it's quite possible that they could just be a fantasy person, just wearing, you know, nice clothing. Oh no, this seems like our world. Okay. Okay, this is significantly darker. Oh wow. Jesus Christ. So he or she, I cannot, I don't know who this is. I'm assuming it's the same person, so I guess, I'll leave it hanging until we figure out their gender. Oh, this is a significantly darker entry point, though. Yep, that's how I died. Okay. Alright, so this seems more and more like this is a guy. If we're going with generic isekai stuff. According to the author, Torturen means torture princess. Is this legit? Does Torturen... I'll have to ask Zaku about this. I am a prideful wolf and also a despicable sow. Is this hentai? I think we just went from a lowly raising series to a hentai. Oh, okay. Okay, so that was an actual canon flash forward, or like, you know, dream sequence at the very least. First create the mountain of dead bodies is the Torturen. There's no way I could say yes. I guess that is fairly moral, actually. I was gonna say, well, I mean, didn't you see her also being horribly tortured? But if that is the case, if she is the torture princess, then it might be more moral to let her die, right? I guess. Wait, part of my memories. Okay, so that already happens to her as well, so that wasn't like a flash forward. So I already don't like her. You are an innocent soul. That's why your soul was summoned into a new body for you to start a new life. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I really don't like her already. Okay, fair enough. So that's language barrier in. He's also probably stronger than usual. Wait, what? The same as a human being. Okay, setting up the rules pretty well. That is pretty decent, though. Yeah, that makes sense. It'd be like literal, just It would be dysphoria beyond your imagination. Okay, so this is fairly... not sure what to think so far. It seems alright so far. Yeah, okay, that's pretty decent motivation. Okay, went to school for a few years. Ugh. What are those called? You know, the Japanese knapsacks. Rendosaru. That's right. Oh, that's a pretty striking image. Like, specifically because Rendosaru is supposed to last you, like, basically your entire school-going life. Unless you intentionally decide you don't want it anymore. Like, yeah, I went to school for a few years, and then this super expensive thing just in the trash. Okay. What a scumbag. She was killed. Yeah, so far, absolutely not liking her. I mean, I'm glad that he has another chance to continue on, but this is pretty screwed up. Like, he was already basically just a servant for his short, horrible human life. Okay. Grand Marquis, the Monarch, the Grand Monarch. Okay. I was assuming that she was going to say something like, you know, like all these titles, they're all after me. Or 13 other contractors. Well, I mean, I guess that is indirectly like, yeah, they are after me. Getting right into the combat, I see. Oh, I think that's... Okay. What the fuck? So is it like a stand? What in the... Okay, okay. We're gonna have to go a bit close, you know, a bit deeper into why she considers this to be a sword, though. Or is that like the name of just the summons in this world, perhaps? It's a pretty interesting weapon, though. Like, I've got a fondness for puppet-type weapons, especially puppets that, like, open up, or, like, that do things that aren't human, but also can just, you know, act like human puppets. That is pretty cool. Yeah, that's actually a really cool design. I'm liking the art style of the series too. Like, it's generic, but it's well done generic. Fair enough, you could die at any time. But what's the limit on this? Like, why can't you just do that to anyone? Furthermore, will you be my butler or meats? See, this feels a lot less iconic than like the similar scene in Dungeon Nursery. It feels like she's trying way too hard. Oh, and that's it. Well, that wasn't nearly as good. And I don't want to go on to chapter 2 of it. I probably would not read more of that. It leaves some things hanging, which is kind of cool, but it wasn't that great. Like, it was just okay, I suppose. It was interesting enough, but it felt a little too edgy for my tastes. Or rather, it used that edginess as just a draw, as opposed to being like a good story that also happens to be edgy as heck. I feel like I want to read something else, though. Because that's a weird note to leave it on. But as I've learned through all of the videos I didn't upload of the series, going to recently added comics, bad idea. It was good for Dungeon Nursery, but generally it's a bad gamble. So what else could I do? Let's go through the latest updates page, because this might be the last time I ever see it, or it might be the last time I ever like put it on cam, at the very least. Man, so many series, and they'll all keep coming out, but like Potato is really special for both hosting all of these different, all these scans from different languages, scanning them, hosting them all at super high quality, being so easy to upload stuff to. Like, I uploaded at least chapter 1 of a series called Legend of a Strongest Man Akane, and it was so simple. Like, it was deceptively simple. It was like uploading to Modakami, basically, which is insane, because Modakami's presentation is not the best. It's basically just an FTP server with a very basic overlay on it, or front ends, I mean. Actually, you know what? Because I'm never going to be able to read these on Modakami. I'm going to close Zetman, because I'll get to Zetman eventually, just not now, just not ever on Modakami, or on Potato. So the two other series I've had open here for the longest time on Potato have been The Duke of Death and His Black Maid and Tanabata no Kuni. So I guess I'll go with Tanabata no Kuni. Let's see what this is like. Okay, so hopefully I cut all of that out. I didn't really care for chapter 1 at all. Like, I don't even mean in the case of like I didn't like it. I just mean like I had nothing to say about it. There was a lot of period drama, which was interesting, but like most of it was just like historical fiction, which I didn't care that much about. Like, it wasn't interesting. And then when the actual like hook of the manga came in, it was just like, oh well, that sure is a thing. That sure is mysterious. That sure is a hook. Yeah, so I guess we're going right on to The Duke of Death and His Black Maid. Hopefully this is something I can at least talk about as I'm reading it. Okay, starting off with colors. Also, I don't know anything about the series, but The Duke of Death and His Black Maid is very, like, that says a lot about it already. Even if the chapters don't have names. Okay, so Duke of Death. If animals at the very least touch him, they die. Maybe people. That child's practically death himself. Oh, and this chibi shot is so nice looking. It reminds me a lot of the chibi shots in what am I thinking of? Oh, Pandora Hearts. Yeah, like, it's cute, but also a little sort of gothic noir. Or not noir, just gothic. Death, huh? That drippy eye. Okay, also, chapter 1, The Duke and Alice. When they said his black maid, I assumed it was going to be a caretaker, which is also potentially what's about to happen here. Also, this art looks great. I've already said more about this than I said about Tanabata no Kuni, so this is boding pretty well. Ah, those eyes are so well shaded. Like, I'm a sucker for anyone with those eyes. Really? Also, really? Come on. Okay. Come on, guys. I'm not usually a stickler about translating, like, redrawing sound effects. Come on, guys, at least translate them. Or at least, remove this kind of thing. Or, like, typeset around it. Oh, man. That is a really cool way to show his powers, like, not on an animal, though. Also, it didn't hit me until right now. Yeah, of course, he was scared for the butterfly. He's not scared of the butterfly. He just didn't want to touch it, and so he accidentally touched the tree. I was touched by this cursed witch. Okay. And see, like, she's sadistic, but she's not as sadistic as the what was her thing even? The torture Hime? The torture maiden? Like, this is a sadistic wish that, because we don't see too much of her, I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll take it. Like, if she shows up later on and she's like, she's sympathetic in any way, I'd be like, okay, you know what, I could buy it a bit more, even if this is a shitty thing to do. We didn't rub in just how sadistic she is. She was just, you know, a bit sadistic. Yeah, like, that's rough, but at the same time, also because it's the Victorian era, like, it makes a lot of sense. As heartless as it is, he also is legitimately just insanely dangerous. But he does have a butler and a maid, so there's that at least. Right. There's this maid. Just starting it with the first thing we see her do is just straight up upskirts. Okay, this is pretty good. Alright. Sole daughter of the chief maid for my main residence. Okay. Okay, so she is literally his maid, as in, like, someone who takes care of the stuff around the house along with the butler. We'll see how long this works out. Like, so far I'm not annoyed by the sexual harassment. It's like, so far it's been actually pretty funny. Also, the fact that she is getting this close to him, like, it's not just, you know, the fact that she's willing to sexually harass him, it's specifically the fact that she's willing to get close to him and sexually harass him that makes her endearing to me so far. Oh my god. This is some next level teasing. She's literally putting her life into her hands by teasing him. Oh wow, okay, that was the end of chapter 1. Okay, so far, better than Tanabata no Kuni in terms of just being something I want to read more of. I'd place it second underneath Dungeon Nursery, I suppose. I'll follow it for all the good it'll do. Like, I might actually just read more of this after I'm done with this video, because it was, like, legitimately pretty entertaining. It might get bad later on, but so far I'm down with it. Well, we did 3 series. 4 technically, but 3 that you'll actually see. And I guess that was good. Fair enough. It's probably the best episode of one-shots I've ever done. Or chapter 1s. Yeah, that's the name of the series. I'll probably actually release this episode. So, oh boy. Look out for more. I mean, once Pototo's down, I won't have a place to easily go and get new chapter 1s. So, who knows? I guess I'll do new chapter 1s at some point once, you know, once the main English-speaking manga community has moved on to a better site, or a site that is more existent than Pototo at that point. Anyways, bye for now. Yeah.